it's Erica here, and I am going to show you some of the techniques that I've used for my little ATCs for the piece for the Mixed Up magazine blog. These are all products from Therm, designed by Rebecca Mayer, and they've got a real mixed media theme to them. So we've got the mixed media transfer foils, highly shiny. And we've got, there's a couple in there that have got a satin finish as well, which creates a nice contrast with the other ones. We have the mixed media medium, which is really amazing stuff. It's a glue sealer, can be used with the foils as well. So I'll show you some techniques with that one. We've got a mixed media art tape, which I love because it's like a kind of paper tape with an adhesive on the back, and the nice thing is you can just cut a piece off if you want, and I think it tears as so it tears as well, so you don't have to have straight edges. And let me put that away. And then we've also got the mixed media foam sheets. So these like a double-sided adhesive foam. I'll just cut a piece off here. Lots of lovely things that you can do with that as well. So let's just get on with the first few of my ideas that I was thinking of. Obviously I've got some that I've already done here. So the first technique, I've used a die cut, and I'm going to put some foiling on top of it. This is a die cut that I've painted with acrylic paint, a matte finish paint. And you can see here kind of effect you will get when you've got some foiling on it. So let's get on. So we're using the mixed media medium, and it's super stuff, so I'm just going to use a little bit out of the lid because I don't want a lot, because I don't want the whole thing foiled, I just want an accent. So if you can see, I'm taking a lot of it off my sponge and just dabbing on the surface, so it will just pick up in places. And obviously if you've got a die cut that has got embossed areas, you're going to help them show up even more. So just sponge, make sure you've got some over the whole area. You should be able to see. But again, this is mixed media, you know, it's not meant to be perfect. That's what I love about it. So we'll put that to one side. And then I'll dry it with a heat gun just to speed it up, but you could let it dry naturally. There will be a tack to it, so it will be enough to grab the sheets. Now I've got a couple here that are already done. I quite like using a piece that has got bits missing because I want to go over with another colour and pick up again. So pressing down and then lifting up, and you can see it just, can you see that? It just picks up the foil. Then I'll go in with another colour and then get some of the bits that I missed with the first time. I love this because it gives it a more sort of broken finish. I mean, you can always add more glue if you want more foiling, but I quite like its kind of not perfect look. You don't want everything to be too shiny. This just adds enough. And there we go, there's the foiling on my die cut, and at some point it will be used on one of the ATCs. So the next thing I wanted to show you was with the actual foam itself. So with this, it's like I said, it's double-sided. If you can get your fingers, there we go. So it's double-sided, stick on both sides. I'm just going to take one side off just to get some of the foil. Like I said, I can take as much off as I want. Oh, point out, the shiny side, the coloured side, is the wrong side to put your thing down on. You put it on this kind of more matte finish side. And so I'll peel that off. And then one of the things that I liked about the foil is, I'll take, now that did come off. There we go. I like that it stretches and I can tear it so it looks more molten. So let's just tear a piece off. Let's put that bit back for the moment. And I can stretch it and pull it out and make it look more sort of natural and organic. So I'm going to put that down on one of my ATCs on the edge, so I'll keep the straight edge down like so. I'll trim it afterwards. Let's stick it down. And then I can go in with another colour, and it seems to pick up in the gaps. Stuck there. Look at that. It's just a really plain kind of material to work with. So I've got a real sort of organic kind of metallic, almost feels like leather. I've done one here as well where I've just pulled the edges out, and you can see how it sticks. Hopefully you can see this shining. It's hard to photograph shiny things. Pulled it out and you can see all the sort of the sheen from the other foil. So that's another way, and I love that one because it's very much more of a mixed media kind of look to it, a grungy look. Just pull bits off if you don't want them. So that's one. And then the other way is with a stencil. Now I've used the foam tape with the stencil, and I've also used the paper tape. So just because it's a bit easier for me to show you, I'm going to use the paper tape for this one. So I'll just cut a piece off. And then I'm going to use a stencil. So this one is, it is actually a Rebecca Mayer design, and it is from the Crafters Workshop. So I'm just going to pull the paper off of this tape. Oh, that's the wrong side. This is the bit I want. And then I'm going to put, what should we have? Create. I'm going to put it on the stencil, and then I'm going to get one of the foils. Which one have I? I'll use this one. And then just rub my finger. I might need an embossing tool as well, just to make sure it's completely rubbed down. The nice thing is, and I'll show you afterwards, is you get an extra bargain with this, because you get 2 for the price of 1 when this is pulled off. Look. So just check to see if it's all stuck down. There's enough there. Oh, there's a bit missing. Let's just get that bit there. And a little bit of the C. Might as well do it properly. Right, so that's it. That's it done. Then you pull it off the stencil, obviously very carefully because it is sticky. and you don't want to ruin your stencil, so best used on not too delicate stencils that you could end up pulling a bit of your design away. So we've got the word create there, and then I'm going to use a colour that kind of is contrasty with that, and I'm going to use this one and put that down. It doesn't matter if there's gaps, because we can just go over and pick up some more and just keep pushing on the top. And then I quite like then using a third colour. Let's use it there, rubbing that down. And that'll just pick up in the gaps and gives you another interesting texture. So there we go, there's another kind of really grungy way of using, and obviously I'll just cut this down to fit onto this, so just, but I won't waste that bit, that can be used on something else. It doesn't even have to be straight, that's the beauty of it. I could have torn it as well, it had a torn edge, and so that will go on there like that. The very last thing I want to show you, there are so many different ways of using these, I'd have to keep it simple, is I will get my glue out again. So I get my glue, and well, I should call it medium. It is a glue, but it's called a medium. And what I plan to do with all of the ATCs is just to give them some edging in foil, but not all over, just in places, just to tie them all together as a coherent piece. So I'll do a couple of them and then I'll show you the foiling. So that's ready to go now. So just press that on the edge and it gives a lovely foiled edge. Let's carry on with another colour. I love that it just catches. It has a really rough look to it. And the beauty of it is these bits that have already been used, I don't know if you can see, they pick up in a different way, so you get a real sort of texture going on. It's very addictive. So that's the foiling on the edge, and then I'll probably put something like that in the middle, which is done with a stencil. The last of all is using it through a stencil. So I shall just find my other stencil. This is another Rebecca Mayer stencil. This is my favourite. It's quite dirty because I use it all the time. And I'm going to put the stencil down, and then I'm going to get some of the glue, and then I'm going to very carefully squidge it through the stencil. So I just want to get that design, hopefully nothing else, and lifting it up. There we go. So we've got that. Quite important to wash your stencil straight away because it is a strong glue. So you can see the glue on there. Hopefully I've let it dry enough. I'm a bit of a impatient person, so ideally might be best to let it dry naturally. But we'll try with the foiling now. So I'll start off going in with one colour, and it's a patchy one, so I can add another colour to it. Oh, not too bad. And then we'll add another colour to it. And not being one for understatement, let's add another colour. And then this one you can really rub in and see all the bits that have been missed. And then I'll give it a quick brush over if there's any excess there. And that is the other foiling, doing it direct through a stencil. So hopefully you can see that on there. So yeah, I've had some great fun, and I hope you enjoyed watching the videos. Thank you very much.